Hi, I'm Sasha. Today I'm going to show you my first impressions of Merit Beauty. I received these products in PR and I'm so excited to try them out. This is a new clean luxury brand by Catherine Power. I also wanted to mention that starting today, this line is also going to be available at Sephora and Sephora Canada. So first I'm going to get started with the Minimalist. This is a complexion stick and basically it's designed to be something between a foundation and a concealer. It's supposed to give light to medium coverage and it's supposed to be very creamy and hydrating for your skin. I also wanted to mention that this comes in 20 different shades and I was really happy to see that several of them are pretty deep as well. So I'm going to go ahead and try this out. Sometimes I have days when I don't use foundation, I just use concealer. And these are the spots where I would just put the concealer. So I'm going to start with this and we'll see how it looks. So you can see about how much I'm using to start. This is my first time using the product, so I'm not exactly sure what the coverage is going to be like. But I'm going to go ahead and rub it in using my fingers. I feel like this is giving a really nice coverage so far. It's a lot like a concealer, but you can still see a lot of my skin through it. It also seems to be drying down and sinking in really nicely. I don't feel like it's going to settle in any lines. It just seems to give a really natural finish. So this is probably the amount that I would normally wear for an everyday look, but I'm going to try applying a little bit more. So I'm going to put some on my cheeks and basically any areas that I feel like there's a little bit of redness. So then I can kind of get an idea of how it looks like if I were to use it more like a foundation. To blend it all in, I'm going to use their brush number 1. This one was actually created specifically to be used with this Minimalist Complexion Stick, so I wanted to give it a little test run and see how it compared to blending in the product with my fingers. I really like how soft this brush is and how it has really densely packed bristles. A lot of my favorite foundation brushes are like that. It seems to be doing a really nice job blending this in. What I was most curious about was how much product it would pick up, especially when I use it with a complexion stick. Sometimes I find that when I apply foundation with a brush, like half of it ends up on the brush and so you end up wasting a lot. But this one actually doesn't seem to be picking up very much at all. I feel like it's just giving a very kind of airbrushed soft finish, which I really like, especially for an everyday look. I'm also going to try it a little bit under the eyes here, just to use a little bit to kind of brighten that under eye area. So I want to take a look at this brush after using it with the complexion stick. I do feel like it picked up a little bit of the product because you can kind of see it just a little bit. However, I think compared to like a liquid foundation or something, this picked up a lot less and I don't think you have to use it wet. I think using it dry is just fine. I do like the finish that it gave, especially like on my cheeks and the larger areas of my face. However, I do think that I may recommend using your finger, especially for areas like your under eyes. I find that sometimes I can't quite get enough coverage and the fingers really help to melt that product right into the skin and give you a little bit more of a medium coverage look. Looking at this after applying it, I feel like it is a fairly light foundation. I feel like a lot of your skin is going to show through and it'll give a really natural kind of effortless look. Moving on to blush, next I have the Flush Balm Cheek color. This one is in the shade Raspberry Beret, which is supposed to be a deep berry tone. This one is supposed to be more of a tint and have a balmy finish, so let's try it out. I'm going to go ahead and kind of just smudge it onto my cheeks here. Like any cheek blush, it's going to look a little more intense when you first put it on, so let's go ahead and blend it out. One of the things I like about this line is that you don't have to be a makeup artist. You don't have to be exact about your placement. You can just kind of blend things in either with your fingers or using that number 1 brush. I do like that it has a very fresh feel, it's very light, and that you can add more and build it up if you want something that's a little bit more intense. As I blend this in, it has a very kind of like silky, balmy feel. It doesn't feel like it's oily or dragging or anything like that. I really do like this shade. I feel like it looks really natural and soft. Next I have the Day Glow Highlighting Balm. This one is in the shade Bounce, which is supposed to be a rose gold tone. As you can see, this doesn't have any sparkle in it. It's designed to be more of a dewy, balmy highlight. I'm just going to draw it on. This is pretty subtle, so I'm actually going to use a fair bit. This is the side that doesn't have it, and this is the side that does have it. Now I'm going to put it everywhere else where I normally put highlighters, so I'll put it under my eyebrows here, down on the nose, the cupid's bow, and the tip of the chin. I'm just going to use my finger to blend it in, but overall I would say this is a pretty subtle product. It's really easy and quick to apply. Next we have the Brow 1980, which is a volumizing pomade. I have this one in the shade Blonde, which is supposed to have cool undertones. This one is neat because it has a taper brush on the end, which is designed to be a little bit more precise. So I'm going to try this out by just brushing my brows upwards and then out. This one seems to be a really good match. I like that it has cool undertones because I tend to be more on the taupe side as opposed to something that has a lot of warmth in it. I really like the finish it's giving so far. It's very foolproof. I feel like you can just kind of brush it through. I'm not getting a lot of clumps or anything like that. I like that it helps coat those brow hairs like at the top. Mine tend to get kind of light on the ends and so it makes it harder to see them. So this is how it looks. I just brushed it through in a few seconds. It was really quick and easy and I feel like it just gave it a little bit more of a polished look. It's nothing like super dramatic or like super defined, but I really like how natural it feels and how it really helps give more shape and definition to my brows. If you're enjoying this video, please like or subscribe. I love making beauty videos and I love to share them with you. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be the first to watch my new videos. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest at Sasha Wichita, and I'd love to connect with you there. Next we have the Clean Lash Lengthening Mascara. I was really excited about this one because it's supposed to lengthen and lift and also promises no smudging. This one is a tubing mascara and I really like these kinds of mascaras because they're actually really easy to remove. Oftentimes you can just use warm water or a very gentle cleanser. So this one has a brush that's straight with a bit of a taper at the end. This is a really nice shape, especially when you're trying to get under those lashes and give them a lift. So I'm just going to start at the base of the lashes and wiggle from root to tip. I can already see this working its magic. I was really excited to try this one because tubing mascaras are still pretty rare, but every single one that I've tried I really liked. This brush is pretty easy to use too. I don't feel like it's coming out clumpy at all. I feel like it's just depositing like the perfect amount of color. Since we're going for a really soft and natural look, I'm only going to apply it on the tops of my lashes. I'm not going to apply it on the bottom ones. I'm just going to concentrate a little bit of the mascara on the ends to see how far I can get them to go. This is really pretty. I feel like it's really stretching them and making them look a lot longer. So you can see the difference pretty clearly. This one has mascara and this one doesn't. I feel like it made a really big difference. It's definitely more than your average mascara because it really has that nice tubing and lengthening effect. It just applied so smoothly. It wasn't clumpy or anything. It doesn't have any smudging or issues like that. One thing I will note with a lengthening mascara is I like to be a little bit careful about which direction I'm using the brush in, because when your lashes start to get longer, I think they look a little bit more polished if they're going in the same direction. So I'm trying to make sure like I pull the brush outwards this way, especially on my final strokes. It's definitely not a necessary step, especially if you're in a hurry, but it's something that I like to do just to give it that little extra something. This isn't a curved brush, so I don't feel like I'm getting a dramatic curl with it, but I do feel like it's definitely lifting them a bit, and you can see my lashes really well. Now I'm going to apply the Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil. This one is in shade Sangria, which is supposed to be a deep berry tone. So this is supposed to be a lip tint, which they describe as between an oil and a light stain. So I'm going to go ahead and try this one out. So I purposely got one of the deeper shades of this because I wanted to see how pigmented it would look. This one is actually pretty nice. I like how it has a bit of color to it and it brings a lot of brightness to the face. However, I do want to see how it looks with a softer finish, so I'm going to go ahead and blot a bit off with a tissue. One of the things I like about lip oils and glosses over things like matte lipsticks is that they typically are a lot easier to use if you're applying it in a moving car or if you're on the go and you don't have a mirror. I think it's really nice to have something that you can just sort of swipe on and not have to think about it too much. I also want to say that the product actually feels really good to wear. It doesn't feel too heavy or sticky. It feels really lightweight and very hydrating, almost like a lip balm. So now that I've had a chance to try all these products, I just want to do a quick review and give you some recommendations. So first of all, I wanted to mention that this line is designed to be well-edited essentials. There's a reason why they only started with 7 products. It's because they wanted to give you everything you needed to do a full face in 5 minutes. There are a lot of different definitions for clean beauty, but for Merit Beauty this meant cruelty-free, vegan, and free of things like parabens, sulfates, and a lot of other ingredients. I recommend checking out their website if you'd like to see a list on their specifications. I really love the aesthetic of this line. The packaging is beautiful. I love that the whole color story is like kind of that mustard yellow and beautiful soft blue. Part of the philosophy behind the brand is that these would be pieces that you keep on your vanity and be able to look at and enjoy. I feel like they really delivered on that promise. I also love that they were really thinking about sustainability when they designed this brand. For example, this Flush Balm Cheek color is made with 43% recycled plastic. So I'm just going to do a quick run through the products and tell you what I think is worth the money. So first we have the Minimalist Complexion Stick. This one retails for around $38. I was really happy to see that this actually has a pretty big shade range, especially for a clean beauty product. They have 20 different shades of this and several of them are actually pretty deep. I felt like it lived up to its claim of light to medium coverage and I liked how buildable it was. The whole thing feels very weightless on the skin and was really easy to use. I actually haven't seen this kind of performance in a clean beauty product that I've tried so far, and so I'm pretty excited about this. Of all the products that I tried today, this one is actually my favorite. I used the shade Silk, which was fair with neutral undertones. I felt like it was a really good match for my skin and balanced everything out really nicely. Next we have the brush number 1, which is a blending brush. This one retails for around $30. I felt like it was really true to its claim of having an airbrush finish. It's really soft and has really nice vegan bristles, and I really enjoyed using this. $30 is a little bit expensive for a brush. This one is well made though, and if it's something that you need or don't already have in your collection, I do think this is a good option. I also like how it was designed to work with the other complexion products, and I do feel like it gives a nice finish. Next we have the Flush Balm Cheek color. This one retails for around $28. The shade I tried today was Raspberry Beret, which is a deep berry. This one is designed to be more of a tint, and so you really don't have to use a lot. I feel like this product would probably last you a long time. However, I don't know if I could recommend this next to cheaper alternatives. I feel like it's a very soft finished product, but if you are someone who has sensitive skin and are having trouble finding one that doesn't break you out, this might be a good option. I do like that they use almost half recycled plastic in this. I feel like it's a really important step towards making the beauty industry more sustainable. Next, we have the Day Glow Highlighting Balm. This one comes in around $30 and is in the shade Bounce, which is a rose gold. It's designed to be a dewy, balmy sheen with no sparkle, and I feel like it really did deliver on that promise. However, I didn't really see a big difference when I used it, so I don't know if I would invest in this product or if I'll reach for it very often. If you're the kind of person who prefers a really subtle highlight though, this one might be worth checking out. Next, we have the Brow 1980 Volumizing Pomade. This one retails at $24 and I use the shade Blonde. I actually really like the color match for this. I felt like it made a really nice polished look for my brows and it wasn't too dark or too warm. If you're someone like me who typically uses taupe shades, I think Blonde could be a good match. This one also comes in a brunette and a black shade as well. When I feel my brows, I like that they're not crunchy or sticky. It just has a really nice kind of tinted and natural look. I was actually kind of surprised by this product because I felt like it was just so quick and easy to use, and it gave a really nice finish in a very short amount of time. Next, we have the shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil. This one retails for $24. This shade was Sangria, which is a deep berry. This one is designed to be a lip tint somewhere between an oil and a lip stain. I really liked the way that it came out. I felt like it was very hydrating and looked really nice. And I do think that it was neat that this shade in particular could be built up to something a little bit more bold or deep. Since I'm not like a huge lip oil fan, I don't know if this one's going to be worth the investment for me, but if you are someone who really likes clean formulations or this particular shade, it might be worth it. Last and certainly but not least, we have the Clean Lash Lengthening Mascara. This one retails for $26 and comes in Perfect Black. I really enjoyed using this mascara. I love that it's a tubing formula. It's really gentle to use and I love that it wasn't smudgy or clumpy at all. As you can see, it did a really nice job lengthening my lashes and gave them a lot of really nice definition. As of the time of this filming, I haven't had a chance to try removing it, but I'll put an update in the description below. Hopefully it will be as easy as other tubing mascaras. Usually they remove very easily with warm water or a gentle cleanser. I also like the brush. I felt like it was pretty easy to be precise. If you have trouble with mascaras flaking off or smudging, I do think a tubing mascara like this can be a great option. Of all the products that I tried today, I probably enjoyed this one the most. This is the Minimalist Complexion Stick. I felt like it just did something different that I haven't seen from a lot of other clean beauty brands. I really liked how easy it was to use and how nice and creamy the concealer was. Compared to something like the Cure Weiss, I felt like it just blended so much more easily into my skin. And so if you're looking for a clean beauty product that will double as a foundation and a concealer, this is a really nice option. My next picks would probably be the Brow 1980 and the Clean Lash. I really like this brow product. It was just so quick and easy to use, and it gave a really nice effect. I have a lot of trouble finding the right color for my brows, and this one was a great match. $26 is definitely more on the Sephora end for a mascara, but tubing mascaras are pretty hard to find right now, and this one is really gentle and easy to use. The only product that I don't really see myself using again was this highlighting balm. It was very subtle, and that's really nice for a certain kind of aesthetic, but I tend to like things that are a little bit more shimmery. However, if a dewy glow is more of your thing, this one still might be worth a look. I also wanted to mention that there's one product that I would love to see next. So Merit Beauty, if you're listening, please make some sort of cream or matte eyeshadow. I'd really love to add this to my 5-minute routine. Thank you so much for the time you spent with me today. I really enjoyed making this video and I hope you enjoyed watching it too. I'd love to hear in the comments if there are any products here that caught your eye today or if there's something you'd recommend instead. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in my next video.